Indonesia is a world of immense scale and diversity, a land stretching across thousands of miles. In this third installment of our series, we begin a journey through 16 distinct parts of the country, exploring the incredible variety found within this single frontier. Prepare to explore the untamed, the sacred, and the spectacular. This is the ultimate odyssey, 16 chapters, one incredible journey. Let's begin. In the heart of central Java, as the first light of dawn pierces through the mountain haze, an ancient giant awakens. Borobudur stands as the world's largest Buddhist monument, a massive stone lotus rising from the emerald plains. From this height, the symmetry of the temple is breathtaking, a geometric masterpiece built over 1,000 years ago to represent the path to enlightenment. Descending into the heart of the structure, the grand scale of the temple is matched by its incredible detail. These narrow galleries are lined with over 2,000 relief panels, a stone library that tells the story of life, karma, and the path of the Buddha. Walking through these corridors is like stepping into a living history, where every carved figure and weathered face adds a layer of depth to the temple's silent narrative. Emerging from the enclosed galleries, the path leads through formidable stone gateways. These arches, guarded by the protective faces of time, mark the transition from the world of form into the world of spirit. The climb is steep and focused, drawing the eye upward as the narrow stone walls finally give way to the expansive horizons of the upper terraces. On these upper circular platforms, the monument's most iconic secret is revealed. Each stupa serves as a stone veil, partially hiding a seated Buddha in a deep meditation. As the camera moves across the lattice, the interplay of light and shadow brings the stone to life. It is a powerful moment of discovery, a quiet, intimate encounter with a presence that has remained unmoved for over 10 centuries, watching the sun rise over the valley every morning since the 9th century. Moving through the upper tiers, the architecture begins to dance. The repetitive rows of stone bells create a hypnotic, rhythmic pulse against the sky, a geometric symphony in volcanic rock. Each stupa passes by like a beat in a silent song, framing the distant hills of Java through the diamond lattice. It is the final rhythmic push towards the summit, where the complexity of the stone gives way to the absolute simplicity of the clouds. As the journey comes to an end, the great monument begins to fade back into the landscape. Standing as a silent bridge between the earth and the sky, it remains a timeless anchor in the heart of the valley. The ancient stone finally merges with the horizon, leaving behind a sense of profound stillness and a quiet connection to the world below. It is a final look at a masterpiece that has weathered the centuries, a guardian of the plains that remains as immovable as the mountains themselves. As the sun sets over Java, Jakarta transforms into a high-octane landscape of light and motion. At the center of it all lies the iconic Bundaran HI, a pulsing gateway where the city's main arteries converge. From above, the glowing traffic looks like liquid light, carving through the darkness and highlighting the relentless energy of one of the most populous megacities. This is a city that never stops moving. The architecture here is a bold statement of Jakarta's rapid evolution, a dense forest of glass and steel that reaches towards the sky. Between the towering office blocks, the streets are alive with a constant rhythmic flow, a sprawling urban mosaic that serves as the economic and cultural engine of the entire Indonesian archipelago. In the light of day, the sheer scale of the capital becomes clear. Jakarta is a staggering vertical frontier, where ultra-modern developments rise high above the historic foundations of the city. It is a place of immense contrast, a sophisticated high-rise metropolis that continues to grow at a breathless pace, balancing the weight of its history with a clear-eyed focus on a high-tech global future. But to truly understand Jakarta, you have to descend from the skyscrapers to the street level. As the city cools, the sidewalks come alive with the aromatic haze of street food stalls. From sizzling satay skewers to steaming bowls of soto, the food here is the city's true social glue. It is a sensory explosion, a fast-paced, flavorful world where tradition is served on every corner, fueled by the diverse cultures that have converged in this sprawling capital for generations. In these crowded alleys and bustling markets, the heartbeat of the city is at its strongest. It's a place of intense community and constant motion, where the luxury of the high rises meets the raw, authentic grit of the street. Here, amidst the steam and the chatter, the real Jakarta reveals itself. Restless, welcoming, and endlessly vibrant. Moving a population this size requires a massive, modern infrastructure. A web of rail lines acts as the city's nervous system, with sleek trains cutting through the dense urban fabric. These elevated tracks offer a unique perspective of the capital, bridging the gap between the historic neighborhoods and the rapidly growing business districts that redefine the modern skyline. As the horizon stretches out, the true magnitude of this metropolis becomes clear. Jakarta is an endless sea of ambition and energy, a place where the modern world is being built in real time. It is a definitive center of the Indonesian story, a city of infinite layers, always reaching higher and always moving forward. Nestled along the banks of the Brantis River in Malang, the village of Jodipan is a startling explosion of colour. What was once a standard riverside settlement has been completely reimagined, transformed into a living canvas where every home contributes to a massive multi-coloured mosaic. The sheer density of the colour is overwhelming. From above, the village looks less like a residential neighbourhood and more like a carefully crafted art installation. Bright yellows, deep blues, and vivid pinks collide across the steep river banks, turning the urban landscape into one of the most eye-catching sights in East Java. This is a place defined by its vibrancy. The colourful infrastructure extends beyond the houses to the bridges and walkways that link the community together. It is a bold visual statement that stands in sharp contrast to the surrounding city, creating a unique pocket of energy and light right in the heart of the valley. As you move closer, the individual stories of the village begin to emerge. It's not just the rooftops. Every alleyway and staircase is covered in intricate murals and geometric patterns. In some sections, rows of colourful umbrellas hang overhead, filtering the sunlight and casting soft, tinted shadows across the narrow streets. It is a dense, tactile world where even the smallest details, from a painted window frame to a bright doorstep, are part of the larger collective masterpiece. The verticality of Jodipan creates a unique perspective. Houses are stacked almost on top of one another, connected by a maze of steep paths that are as much as part of the art as the building themselves. This close-up view reveals the human effort behind the transformation, a community that has used colour to reclaim its space and create an environment that is as inviting as it is visually striking. As the drone pulls back, the village remains a bright anchor in the urban sprawl of Malang. Jodipan is more than just a splash of paint. It is a testament to the power of a shared vision. In a city of grey and concrete, this rainbow village stands as a permanent reminder that colour can redefine a community and turn the everyday into something extraordinary. In the heart of East Java, the earth exhales a timeless, sulphurous breath. Mount Bromo rises from a vast, desolate sea of sand, a lunar landscape where the morning mist clings to the ground like a falling cloud, hiding the mysteries of this active volcanic giant. Before the sun fully breaks the horizon, a quiet pilgrimage begins. From every direction, small figures emerge from the haze, trekking across the ash-grey plains. It is a journey that feels more like a trek across another planet than a hike through Indonesia, where every footstep echoes in the stillness of the caldera. The climb is a test of resolve, a steady ascent up the narrow ridges as the air grows thin and cold. Hikers and locals alike move upward in a single, winding line. Drawn by the primal roar of the crater, they come to witness the raw power of the earth from the very edges of the abyss. From a distance, the scale of this volcanic theatre is overwhelming. You are standing within the Tenga caldera, a massive ancient crater 10 kilometers wide. It is a landscape defined by sharp contrasts, the smooth, verdant ridges of the outer mountains colliding with the jagged, scorched earth of the inner valley. From these far-off vantage points, the chaos of the eruption feels strangely ordered, a silent testament to the colossal forces that tore this land up eons ago. As the light shifts, the texture of the caldera comes alive. The deep grooved channels carved by centuries of rain look like veins running through the ash, leading their eyes across the grey expanse towards the lush green horizon. This is a profound stillness here, a moment where the vastness of the Indonesian archipelago is distilled into a single, sweeping view of fire, earth and sky. It is the quiet before the next surge, a world caught between the ancient past and the ever-shifting present. As evening descends, the harsh volcanic landscape softens under a wash of violet and gold. In the cracks of the ash, life persists. Small mountain flowers reaching toward the fading light, while the clouds roll in to reclaim the valley. Mount Bromo isn't just a monument to destruction, it is a living cycle of rebirth. Standing here as the stars begin to emerge, you realize that while the earth may be restless, there is a deep, enduring peace in its power, a celestial cauldron where every sunset marks a new beginning. In the heart of East Java lies a natural wonder that defies description. Tumpak Sewu, literally meaning 1,000 waterfalls, is a thunderous amphitheater of water where countless streams pour over a towering cliff edge into a mist-filled abyss below. The scale here is humbling. As the roar of the falls fill the air, you realize that this is one of nature's most raw displays of power. It is a landscape that demands respect, carved over millennia into a hidden cathedral of green and white. Down here, the world is defined by mist and shadows. It is an immersive environment where the boundary between the earth and the water blurs. In this hidden corner of the island, time seems to pause, held in place by the constant cooling spray of 1,000 different journeys ending in the same deep pool. As we leave the roar of the falls behind, the magnitude of Tumpak Sewu stays with you. It is a place that reminds us of Earth's untamed beauty, a hidden sanctuary where the elements converge in a spectacular eternal display of strength. Welcome to Yogyakarta, the beating heart of Javanese soul. As Indonesia's only remaining royal city, still ruled by a sultan, history isn't just in the palaces. It's woven into the quiet suburban streets and the rhythmic daily life of the local kampongs. From the spiritual echoes of ancient temples to the humble charm of these neighborhoods, this is a place fit to prosper, where tradition and modern living dance in perfect harmony. Moving deeper into the city, the architecture begins to tell a story of layered history. Like this grand landmark, where traditional spiritual design meets a modern urban skyline. At the city's intersection, life revolves around the iconic Tugu monument. This white and gold spire isn't just a roundabout. It's the symbolic heart of Yogyakarta's cosmological axis. Even here, amidst the steady rotation of daily traffic, you feel the pull of a city that remains deeply connected to its royal roots. In Yogyakarta, history arrives by rail. The KAI commuter is a heartbeat connecting this royal city to the rest of Java. Life here moves at a gentler pace, where the younger generation carries forward a culture of warmth and local pride. From the bustling streets of Malaboro to every hidden corner is the people that make Yogya truly unforgettable. Leaving the city behind, the landscape of Yogyakarta shifts dramatically. Here, the rugged limestone cliffs of the south coast stand as ancient sentinels against the Indian Ocean. But these shores are more than just a geological wonder. They are the lifeblood of the local community, a place where the rhythm of the tide dictates the pace of daily life. On the sands of Temang and Nigbaran, you'll find a vibrant tapestry of culture, from the legendary sea grape harvesters to the families who have run these seaside stalls for generations. It is a reminder that in Java, nature and people don't just coexist, they thrive together. As we move further along the shore, the geology changes again, revealing hidden coves and tidal pools that have remained unchanged for millennia. This is the Gunung Kidul region, a karst landscape that challenges those who call it home. The people here have developed a unique resilience, whether it's the traditional gondola operators at Temang or the farmers tending to crops in the rocky soil. There is an unspoken contract or respect between the land and its keepers. It's a delicate balance. In a world that is moving faster than ever, these coastal communities remain anchored, not just by the rocks beneath their feet, but by the traditions that have anchored their ancestors for centuries. High in the eastern tip of Java, the Ijen Plateau holds one of the most hostile yet mesmerizing environments on Earth. Under the cover of darkness, a quiet ascent begins up the steep volcanic slopes, where the air grows heavy with the scent of sulfur. This is a place where the Earth's internal chemistry is on full display, creating a landscape that feels more alien than terrestrial. As the sun breaks the horizon, the true scale of the crater is revealed. Nestled within the jagged volcanic walls is a massive, milky turquoise lake, a body of water so acidic it can dissolve metal. The vibrant color is a beautiful mask for the extreme environment below, where high-pressure volcanic gases escape through vents in the crater floor, fueling the most famous electric blue flames that dance in the dark. In the early morning light, the true cost of the mountain's beauty is revealed. Local miners navigate the steep, treacherous paths of the crater, carrying immense loads of sulfur on their shoulders. It is a grueling, primitive harvest, taking place amidst the thick, suffocating plumes of smoke that rise constantly from the Earth's interior. As the last of the daylight fades, the volcano reveals its most haunting secret. Deep within the vents, high-pressure volcanic gases ignite upon contact with the air, creating a rare electric blue fire that dances across the dark rock. This ghostly light flows like liquid neon, a surreal energy that pulses directly from the Earth's molten core. As the drone pulls back, the scale of the Ijen Plateau finally reveals itself. The toxic, smoking heart of the volcano sits at the center of a vast emerald wilderness, a stark contrast between the scorched crater and the life-filled forests of East Java. It is a landscape of extremes, a powerful reminder of the planet's restless energy, standing as a final smoking monument at the edge of the world. As the camera pulls back, the true scale of the landscape is finally visible. The smoking heart of the mountain sits at the center of an endless emerald wilderness, a stark, beautiful boundary between the fire of the crater and the life-filled forests of Java. It is a powerful, enduring monument to the restless energy of our planet. High in the hills of Bali lies Penglipuran, one of the world's cleanest and most traditional villages. Here, the layout is a perfect reflection of Balinese philosophy, where order, community, and ancient customs are preserved with meticulous care in every stone and garden. Walking through the village, you're struck by the remarkable symmetry of its design. Each family compound is guarded by a matching gateway, creating a rhythm of stone and wood that stretches towards the horizon. It is a place where architecture isn't just about shelter, but about maintaining a sacred harmony with the environment. Beyond the homes, the village is embraced by a vast bamboo forest. These towering stalks are more than just a backdrop. They are a vital resource and a natural boundary, filtering the mountain air and keeping the village grounded in the wild, tropical heart of Bali. Penglipuran stands as a testament to the power of tradition. It is a village that doesn't just remember its past, but lives it every day, offering a rare glimpse into a world where simplicity, cleanness, and culture are the true foundations of a community. To find the heart of the Mangari people, we must leave the modern world behind and head deep into the highlands of the Floors. It is a grueling 4-hour trek through ancient jungle, a climb that serves as a rite of passage for anyone seeking the village above the clouds. Emerging from the mist like a forgotten dream, Wae Rebo reveals itself. At 1200 meters above sea levels, these 7 conical houses, the En Baru Niang, stand as they have for generations, arranged in a perfect circle that reflects the community's belief in harmony and unity. This isn't just a relic of the past, it is a living, breathing sanctuary, isolated by geography but bound by tradition. Wae Rebo remains a powerful symbol of cultural endurance in an ever-changing world. The traditions here are woven in the very fabric of the buildings. Every layer of thatch and every gathering in the center square is part of a communal rhythm that has remained unchanged for centuries. It is a way of life that prizes the collective spirit above all else. Standing here, the true spirit of Wae Rebo becomes clear. It is a place where the mountains don't just offer protection, but a perspective, a quiet reminder of what it's meant to live in perfect balance with the earth beneath us. Leaving the sanctuary, we must carry more than just memories of a beautiful place. We take with us a lesson in resilience, a story of heritage, and a glimpse into a world that still honors its roots. Some places are simply visited. Wae Rebo is a place that stays with you. Deep in the highlands of Central Floors, Mount Kelimutu stands as one of Indonesia's most unique natural wonders. This dormant volcano is home to 3 separate crater lakes, each sitting within its own massive basin at the summit. What makes this site remarkable is the water itself. These lakes are known for their ability to change color independently, shifting between deep blues, turquoise, and even dark reds. It's a chemical phenomenon, driven by subaqueous volcanic activity, creating a surreal landscape of shifting minerals and shifting light. The terrain here is rugged and vertical. From the viewing points on the rim, the earth drops away into these still, silent basins. It's a quiet, high-altitude world where the mist often rolls across the surface, adding to the mystery of this ever-changing volcanic summit. From the highest ridges, the sheer scale of the craters become clear. The thin mountain air and constant mist create an atmosphere of total isolation, far removed from the tropical heat of the coast below. It is a place where the geological forces of Indonesia are visible in their most still and silent form. As you move along the rim, the perspective shifts with every step. The jagged weather edges of the volcano frame the vibrant water, creating a sharp contrast between the dark earth and the electric hues of the lakes. This is a landscape built on high-stakes geography, a summit where the water and the volcano exist in a delicate, colorful balance. As you pull away from the summit, the full layout of the mountain reveals itself. These 3 basins, sitting side by side, yet completely distinct, serve as a quiet reminder of the island's active volcanic heart. It is a world of constant silent change, a high-altitude masterpiece that stands as one of the most striking sights in the Floors highlands. A network of narrow trails winds across the summit, allowing visitors to navigate the gaps between the massive craters. From these pathways, you get a real sense of the mountain's vertical scale. It's a slow, deliberate trek through the thin air where the man-made paths sit just feet away from the steep drop into the colored depths below. Here, the sheer size of the volcano becomes personal, the silence of the hike only interpreted by the wind and the footsteps of those making the pilgrimage to the edge. It is a quiet, rhythmic movement across the ridgeline, offering a rare chance to walk the boundary between the scorched volcanic rock and the vibrant, shifting waters that define the heart of Kelimutu. As the peak fades into the distance, Kelimutu remains a silent sentinel of the central highlands, a world of shifting tides and hidden fire. It is a powerful, ever-changing landmark that stands as the ultimate crown of floors, a final, vibrant outpost at the edge of the sky. In the center of the world's largest volcanic lake lies Samosir, a massive island born from a prehistoric eruption that reshaped the earth. This is the spiritual heart of the Batak people, a land formed by fire but defined today by its profound and lasting stillness. As you move inland, the landscape opens into rolling hills and ancient villages that feel worlds away from the bustle of the modern life. Here, the air is cooler, the pace is slower, and the deep blue horizon of Lake Toba serves as a constant reminder of nature's incredible scale. Dotting the landscape are the striking silhouettes of traditional Batak architecture, known as the Balone houses. Their towering saddle-shaped roofs reach towards the sky, built entirely without nails. Every curve and intricate carving tell a story of ancestry and protection, standing as a physical link to a culture that has called these shores home for centuries. The geography here is a constant dialogue between the heights and the water. Lush forests cling to the volcanic ridges, creating a sanctuary of green that overlooks the caldera. It is a landscape that feels untouched, where the only movement is the shifting mist and the quiet sway of the canopy. But life eventually finds its way back to the water, in the small harbours that ring the island. The pace picks up as boats connect these remote communities to the rest of Sumatra. These docks are the gateway to Samosir, serving as a vital link between the island's secluded hills and the world beyond the lake. Under the high sun, the island reveals its true scale. Samosir remains a world apart, a sanctuary of vibrant green hills and endless blue horizons held within the crater of an ancient giant. It is a place where the raw power of the past has created a thriving, brilliant present, a final sun-drenched outpost in the heart of the Sumatran highlands. Just across the strait from Bali lies a land of dramatic contrasts. Nusa Penida is a rugged masterpiece of nature, where sheer limestone walls drop hundreds of feet into the churning turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean. It is a place that feels raw, untamed, and beautifully isolated. From above, the island's famous ridges resemble prehistoric giants guarding the coast. Here, the power of the sea is on full display, carving out hidden coves and pristine beaches that remain some of the most spectacular yet challenging to reach, in all of Indonesia. To explore Nusa Penida is to navigate a landscape defined by verticality. Every hidden bay and secret shore requires a journey through the island's steep, weathered terrain. It is a sanctuary for those who seek the path less traveled, where the reward is a sense of scale and solitude that is increasingly rare in the modern world. As the tide pulls back, it reveals a world of vibrant color beneath the surface, a patchwork of coral and sand that glows against the deep blue of the channel. In these quiet moments between the crashing of the waves, the island reveals its softer side, showing that even amidst such rugged strength, there is a delicate, breathtaking harmony at play. As the sun moves across the sky, the landscape transforms. The vastness of the Indian Ocean meets the island's jagged edges in a display of infinite blue. From these heights, the world feels expansive and open, a reminder of the sheer scale of the Indonesian archipelago and the timeless forces that continue to shape its shores. Closer to the edge, the details emerge. The salt spray rises from the depth, nourishing the resilient greenery that clings to the limestone. It is a place of constant motion and energy, where every wave that breaks against the shore adds another chapter to the long, storied history of this rugged island's frontier. This is a coastline that refuses to be tamed. The sheer scale of the limestone walls create a fortress against the elements, standing defiant as the swirls of the Indian Ocean surge against their base. It is an awe-inspiring boundary where the earth meets its end and the true wilderness begins. Looking down into the depth, you feel the pulse of the planet. The currents here are strong and unpredictable, carving out deep channels and hidden sea caves over thousands of years. In this theatre of water and stone, nature performs its most dramatic works, far removed from the quiet shores of the mainland. Inside the protection of the bay, the water takes on a life of its own, an impossible spectrum ranging from electric turquoise to royal indigo. These nutrient-rich currents are a highway for the giants of the sea. Massive manta ray glide through the blue like shadows, while ancient sea turtles navigate the coral fringes. The clarity here is startling, allowing sunlight to illuminate this living sanctuary, a liquid jewel, held in a basin of ancient limestone where nature's most majestic travelers find their home. But nothing truly prepares you for the moment the ground falls away. From this aerial vantage point, the earth doesn't just end, it simply disappears into a terrifying blue void. It is a dizzying, high-stakes perspective where the lush, vibrant green of the island meets its sharp, jagged conclusion in a single breathless drop. As the camera tilts down, you are caught in the suspension of the moment, hovering precariously between the solid permanence of the limestone and the infinite churning power of the sea. In this silence, looking down at the white surf swirling hundreds of feet below, you are left with the staggering beauty of a world that feels both completely out of reach and entirely hauntingly ancient. Even in this land of extremes, life finds a way to take root. High above the surf, small houses cling to the ridges, watching over a coast that seems to defy logic. Down on the shore, the wild frontier softens just enough to welcome the curious, with colorful umbrellas and dive gear making the thin line between civilizations and the deep. It is a fragile, beautiful balance. A reminder that while Nusa Penida may be defined by its jagged edges and sheer drops, its heart is found in the quiet persistence of those who call this breathtaking frontier their home. Rising from the lesser Sandra Islands, Komodo National Park looks like a landscape frozen in time. These islands are defined by their sharp prehistoric ridges and dry golden savannas that drop straight into the vibrant coral seas of the Flores region. It is a world of dramatic earth and water. From high above, the complex geography of the park reveals itself, a labyrinth of volcanic peaks and hidden coves that serves as the last remaining sanctuary for the world's largest lizards. While the islands are scorched and arid, the world beneath the surface is an explosion of life and colour. As you leave the dry ridges behind and dive into the channels, the harsh terrain gives way to one of the most biodiverse marine environments on the planet. Here, the nutrient-rich currents fill a massive ecosystem. Dense coral gardens cover the seafloor, providing a home to thousands of species that thrive in the constant flow of the tides. It is a crowded, high-energy world where every inch of the reef is teeming with activity, hidden just beneath the calm of the surface. Back on land, the park's most famous residents claim the shoreline. The Komodo dragon is an apex predator that has ruled these islands for millions of years. Watching them move across the sand is a reminder of the raw, primitive power that still exists in this protected corner of the world. The shoreline serves as the meeting point for nature and adventure. Fishing boats and local outriggers dot the turquoise bays, serving as floating homes for those exploring the archipelago. Between the rugged hill and the deep blue, the beaches offer a brief moment of rest, where the modern world finally catches up with the prehistoric past. The calm turquoise bays serve as a temporary harbour for a global community of travellers. Iconic fishing boats, with their towering masts and traditional woodwork, anchor alongside modern outriggers, creating a floating village in the middle of the wilderness. On the shore, the atmosphere is busy but relaxed. Small piers and beach setups provide a landing spot for those coming off the water to explore the interior. It's here that the journey shifts gears, where the speed of the ocean meets the stillness of the islands. Whether you're gearing up for a trek into the hills or just taking in the view from the deck, the bay is the heart of the Komodo experience, acting as a gateway between the deep blue and the ancient, sun-drenched hills. As you leave this network of islands behind, the scale of this ancient world becomes clear once more. Komodo is a place where the primitive and the modern exist side by side. Anchored by a landscape that refuses to change, it remains one of the Earth's most final outposts, a rugged sun-soaked frontier where the dragons still rule the land and the oceans keep its secret. "70 miles off the Sumatran coast, the Mentawai Islands mark the edge of the map. This is a fortress of deep jungle and jagged reef, an isolated chain where the land is still ruled by the elements. It's a raw, uncompromising landscape that has remained largely cut off from the noise of the modern world. The only way in is by water. As you cut through the surge and approach the shoreline, the scale of the wilderness becomes clear. Small wooden outposts and stilted dwellings sit tucked under a massive canopy, serving as a final line of civilization before the terrain turns into a dense vertical wall of green. Everything here is shaped by the Indian Ocean, from the heavy swells that hammer the outer reefs to the humid mangrove-choked channels of the interior. It's a world of intense visual contrast. It's a place built on heat, salt, and absolute solitude, a high-stakes paradise for those who actually want to disappear. As the midday sun illuminates the coast, the true brilliance of Mentawai is revealed. In this remote corner of Sumatra, the sand remains untouched and the water perfectly clear. It is a place of incredible solitude and vibrant energy, a tropical sanctuary that feels like the very edge of the map, where the world is still defined by the rhythm of the tides and the warmth of the sun. At the very edge of the Pacific, where the earth fragments into thousands of tiny islands, lies Raja Ampat. It is a world of surreal beauty, where jagged limestone cliffs draped in deep jungle rise directly from a sea so clear it feels more like glass than water. This is the epicenter of marine life on our planet, a frontier where the ocean remains in its most pristine state. Here, the shallow turquoise lagoons give way to a hidden wilderness beneath the surface, protected by the very isolation that makes this archipelago the last true paradise on Earth. But the true heart of Raja Ampat lies beneath the waves. This is the epicenter of marine biodiversity, a living underwater kingdom where life thrives in every crevice of the reef. Massive sea turtles glide through the deep blue, while thousands of vibrant fish move in their synchronized dance across the coral. It is an explosion of color and energy, a world that feels both fragile and incredibly powerful. Deeper still, the sheer density of life is staggering. Thousands of species coexist within these coral gardens, creating one of the most complex ecosystems on the planet. This is the global heart of biodiversity, where every crevice of the reef is occupied by something extraordinary. From camouflaged hunters to the most brilliant displays of neon-hued life. As we drift further into the blue, the scale of this wilderness becomes clear. It is a place of constant movement and silent grace, where the apex predators and the tiniest organisms share a habitat that feels like a window into the Earth's distant past. It is a fragile masterpiece, a reminder of the breathtaking diversity that thrives when nature is left to flourish undisturbed. Leaving these waters, one realization remains. Raja Ampat is more than just a destination. It is a legacy. In this quiet corner of the world, nature still reigns supreme, offering us a glimpse of the world as it was meant to be, vibrant, wild, and endlessly beautiful. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to be able to share these journeys with you. If you enjoyed this exploration of the archipelago, please consider subscribing to the channel to join us for the next one. And if you have any suggestions for where we should head next, or thoughts on this series, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.